Well, a new report by Transparency International says Zimbabwe loses about $1 billion in revenue each year, mostly because of government officials who engage in corruption. This comes only months after Zimbabwe's Finance Minister, Patrick Chinamasa, said the country's economy is flatlining while the budget deficit is ballooning. VOA's Zimbabwe reporter Marvellous Nyahuye recently interviewed Mr. Chinamasa and now joins me to tell us more about our conversation with Mr. Chinamasa. Welcome, Marvellous.
Welcome, Vincent.
Yeah.
It's good to be here.
Now, you know, Zimbabwe has been struggling. In fact, even just paying salaries has been a big challenge. What did the minister tell you some of the ideas they have to raise revenue?
Well, the minister right now is between a rock and a hard place. He has been saying that they are now trying to cut the civil service, but as you know, that has now erupted into protests at home and abroad here. So he's saying that now they're going to be introducing what he calls bond notes because there is a cash crisis. Yeah. He may have solutions, he says, to, you know, liven up the economy, but as it stands right now, the political situation in the country does not allow him to do that.
And you know, I thought that he doesn't even get a lot of support, even from the president himself, because he said, okay, he proposed cut like 25,000 jobs, and also the bonus of which will save the country, bonuses for civil servants, which will save the country about $180 million. The president said no.
In fact,
find money elsewhere.
Yes, he literally just said to him, find money elsewhere. Yeah. And as we speak right now, he, you know, as you were talking about presenting the budget, he did and said they would delay bonuses for 2 years. But we're waiting to hear what the president will say because we're looking at the 2018 elections coming up in 2 years.
Now, elsewhere, of course, could be the IMF, other international donors. Is there any forthcoming help from outside?
Not at the moment, because like what we were talking about, the protests, we've actually had a citizen movement that have been engaging the IMF and the World Bank not to fund Zimbabwe, because they're saying the debt that will be accrued by Zimbabwe will not be paid by this current generation, but by the young children of Zimbabwe. So they have literally been going, having protests. As we speak right now, there's a planned protest on Saturday, while Chinamasa, the finance minister, is here and the governor is here.
In just a few words, how can you describe the state of affairs, at least the conditions of the ordinary Zimbabweans today?
It's very sad, Vincent, because when you look at the day-to-day life, people cannot afford to send their children to school. They cannot afford to access their finance. So there is virtual money. You can see your account balance, you know, with $6,000, but you're only allowed to take 50 a day. So they can't pay for school fees, they cannot buy food, although the food, you know, the food is available, but you do not have the cash to spend. So for the average Zimbabwean, they're crying to say that we just want a normal life. So they're looking at the finance minister to come up with some clever Houdini style of, you know, at least reviving the economy. But as it stands right now, Zimbabwe is in the intensive care unit when you look at the economy.
I guarantee I don't want to be the Minister of Finance in Zimbabwe.
I don't want to be,
now.
and I said that to him too. I said he must have the most stressful job ever. Because we, you know, everybody's looking at solutions, is trying to kind of come up with some, but the situation at home doesn't allow it.
You know, Marvellous. Thank you very much for sharing those thoughts with us. That's Marvellous Nyahuye, who is a reporter with VOA's Zimbabwe service.